give me a B. It's United Workers Party.
UWP Chastanet.
Effectivement. Mama said, "Listen, Boswell. Good night to my people, flabbers and laborites. Good night to all of you. Anything the flabbers do, we do it with the Holy Spirit within us. We will commence with Mistress Mays leading us in prayers.
Let's pray. Our Father, we give you thanks, we give you praise. We thank you for, Lord, bringing us here safely. We thank you for giving us a good day. We thank you for your strength that is made perfect in our weakness. We thank you that once again we can be here, Lord. We thank you, Lord, that you will give us the wisdom, the understanding to meet, Lord, whatever it is that you have laid on the hearts of those who will speak. We pray, Lord, that you will bring those who are on their way speedily. We pray for the people of Gros Islet, that, Lord, you will bless their homes. You will give them a listening ear. You will help them to listen, not just with their head, but with their hearts. And Lord, as those who speak articulate, Lord, what is in their heart for the country, we pray that you would help them to understand that together we will make the right decision. Because, Lord, you are in control of everything. And we believe that if you are in control of our country, that, Lord, we will have the best country, the best island, the best Gros Islet, the best UWP that we can ever have. So we pray that you will take the proceedings tonight, and by your Holy Spirit, you will bless each one. Bless what we hear. Help us to understand so that we can make a decision that will benefit all of us and St. Lucia. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. We can stand at attention for the national anthem. Mama, I said, Lucy, I cannot hear you. Mama, I said, Lucy, we officially start our meeting. Tonight will be the presentation of the United Workers' Party Manifesto, brothers and sisters. The manifesto starts, the page says, the front page, it reads, building a prosperous and progressive St. Lucia to benefit all of us. Brothers and sisters, as we commence the proceedings, I call on the chairman of the Gros Islet constituency, Mr. James Edwin, to welcome you here tonight. Put your hands together for Mr. James Edwin.
Mamai Flabo! Mamai Flabo! I cannot hear you all. Your pe! Ek your pe spider noir. Deputy Political Leader, Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert, fellow executive members of the St. Lucia of United Workers' Party, brothers and sisters, supporters of the United Workers' Party, Spider soldiers, welcome. Welcome to Spider Town. The town on the 6th of June, the first town that's going to be called for the United Workers' Party. The first town that is going to drive the first nail into the coffin of Kenny Anthony and the St. Lucia Labour Party. Brothers and sisters of the United Workers' Party, I know we are here to discuss the business end of this campaign. However, to absorb information more efficiently, you must be comfortable. So I invite you all, if you feel thirsty, feel free to patronize our bars. If you are hungry, please sample our dishes. And in the process, enjoy our warm hospitality that the Gros Islet people have to offer. The Gros Islet people, with Spider Montoute, we do this best. We welcome people in this town. So feel free, enjoy, and have a good time with us tonight as a United Workers' Party present to you its manifesto that is going to commence the liberation of St. Lucia and get us to a path of progress once and for all. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to Spider Town.
You heard Mr. Edwin. Mr. Edwin said, patronize the bar and go to the restaurants and enjoy the dishes. But he didn't tell you that he's going to pay for it because your pockets are empty. Brothers and sisters, we will move along because we started a bit late. I have a lady, one of your very own, the president of Women in Action, the president of We Are, Ms. Diane Felicia. I want you to listen to this lady attentively.
Mama Iflabo. No, ça pas bon assez. Mama Iflabo. All right. Welcome to the beautiful constituency of Gros Islet. Serious times require serious people. These are serious times. The country is adrift. The ship is sinking. A rescue mission is needed. All St. Lucians know this. That is why Monday, 6 June, there will be a change. A change for the better. A change for a better St. Lucia. Change with Alan Chastanet, Leonard Spider Montoot, and the United Workers' Party. A St. Lucia government will ensure our children are in school. A St. Lucia government will ensure our women are given opportunities. The United Workers' Party government will ensure that our communities are safe. Our men and women are working. It is time for all St. Lucians to take a stand. 2 years ago, I took that stand. The bad policies of labor, the suffering I saw among families under labor, the arrogance of Kenny Anthony pushed me to be more than just a United Workers' Party supporter. I felt women needed a stronger voice. I felt children and the underprivileged needed a voice. That is why I stand here tonight on this platform proudly as the president of the United Workers' Party Women's Arm. I moved to Moshi 3 years ago, and my decision was more than reinforced when I witnessed the frustration among the people of Moshi and Gros Islet in general at the hands of Emma Hippolyte. It pains me to say this, one woman to another, but say this I must. She is not fit to be a representative of anyone, far less the largest constituency in St. Lucia. She has fooled the people of Gros Islet and now is insulting them by running around pretending to open buildings that are still closed, pretending to fix playing fields that she abandoned for 4 years, pretending to put back computers in ICT centers in Moshi, which she took out 4.5 years ago. For 4.5 years, the young people of Moshi could not use the computers provided by the United Workers' Party. But this desperate woman can suddenly put them back. Shame on you, Emma. I do not want to call another woman deceitful, but if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it is a duck. No shame on the people of Gros Islet, because they will give her her walking papers she deserves next Monday and elect Leonard Spider Montoot as their new representative. Make no mistake, and I say it again, make no mistake, Gros Islet needs Leonard Spider Montoot. He has a record of achievement, a proud record that no other representative of Gros Islet can match. Spider has a plan, not pie in the sky promises, but a plan that will bring economic development to Gros Islet, training and business opportunities for the youth, and infrastructure works across the constituency. Spider will be part of the United Workers' Party government that will change the course of St. Lucia from sinking. You heard our political leader speak in Choiseul of a 5-point plan to save youth, including establishing a 10 million loan facility for young persons who want to purchase a home, study, or even start up a business. A United Workers' Party government will host an annual youth forum to identify priorities for youth and set up a youth coordination agency and a national youth employment agency with a database of youth and their various skills in order to better plan and develop job creation initiatives. Health services. Health services. At present today, more St. Lucians are dying because of lack of basic equipment, drugs, and other inefficiencies in the public health care. The United Workers' Party will, as a matter of urgency, improve the conditions under which the sick are treated. When will this change begin? The change begins now, right here, with you and with me. Let us build a St. Lucia of hope, a St. Lucia of opportunities for our young people, a St. Lucia of economic growth, a St. Lucia of social stability, a St. Lucia of care for our senior citizens. Let us take the opportunity on June 6th. Make sure you go out and vote. Take your sister, take your daughter, take your aunt, take your niece and your cousin. Point tout moun. Take everyone and vote solidly for Leonard Spider Montoute. Vote in your thousands for the United Workers' Party. Now, Nadu, souple, allez bonnet. Avec moi dit encore, souple, allez bonnet. C'est ek fouet flambeau. À nous lever flambeau. C'est ek fouet, a dit encore. À nous lever flambeau. Et sous pas ouais. Well, moi-même pas ouais. I thank you.
Chosen generation, called for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. We are a chosen generation. We are a chosen generation, called for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me.
What?
Where He says I am.
What?
I know who I am. I know who God says I am. Where He says I am. Where He says I am. I know who I am. I'm walking in power. I'm walking in miracles. I need the light.
Your next Prime Minister, Mr. Alan Chastanet, is now making his way to the platform. Your père! Your père! Your père! The moment the Labour Party has his name, Kakaglokapoyo. Yope! Brothers and sisters, another one of your very own to address you, Dr. Joycelyn Clark Fletcher.
Yope from the fair.
In 2001, Medubut is here as a platform Flabo. And I brought to you all the young man, Leonard Spider Motut. In that time, we didn't get it. We didn't get him. It was sad. So I wasn't surprised in 2006 that you did the right thing. But in 2011, you made a mistake. You bring Emma. And you suffered. And you have suffered. The North, which is the most economic and developed part of this country, has gone down, down, down because you made the mistake of letting Emma come inside of it. Now let me tell you something. Spider was born and bred and raised. He know your problems. He know your needs. He know your desires. He know what you want. He has worked in 4 years only. While the Labour Party has been governing this country for 15 years, but they think you are fools. Yo kwezot kuyo. Kisa yo kadu. 4 years and 15 years. Meteya some. Kikate maths saye. What kind of maths is that? They want to blame all the problems on this country that they have brought in, and they want to blame it on the United Workers' Party. How can 4 years equate to 15 years of governance? Bad governance, no governance. They found this country from the hands of Sir John in 1997, when people like me, who was brought up in Patterson Gap, from a house with 13 children. Look at how tough. No golden spoon, not even a wooden spoon. And because of the way Sir John made this country, people like me was able to go and educate myself. You see those people, 20 years ago, I was a young woman. Those young people who can vote now, 20 years ago, they did not even know nothing about Flabo or what Sir John Compton did, how the country was and how it is now. C'est pas ça qu'a fait me vacher, puis je pas comprendre. Les baviniens of joint cette ici, bien bon, respected outside internationally, respected outside regionally. St. Lucia and St. Lucians were proud. You young people, you listen to me. I was able to become something from nothing because of Flabo. Because they made it possible. You don't know that because all you have known since you have become an adult is the Labour Party. And when you open your mouth and tell me I am voting because the government this, government that, what you know, you never gave Flabo a chance. All you've ever had is a bunch of bubbles and you want to say you're not voting. Don't vote, you're putting them back. Don't vote, when you don't vote, you're going to not get jobs and it will be your fault. You will not get to be able to develop your life because it will be your fault. You need to understand that those people don't care about you. Those people are afraid of Alan Chastanet. You know why? Let me tell you why. His father was a poor man that built himself. Now, when you hear about John Compton, what he came in is what he left with. If I am putting a person to watch my kitchen, you think I'm going to put a hungry man in my kitchen? Huh? Alan Chastanet and his family know what it is to work hard and then to achieve. That's who I want to guide my country. What am I doing if a hungry people who can rape and scrape and destroy my country? Let me tell you all something. I'm one of you children. I was brought up with nothing and I am something. Nobody gave me anything excepting my government, Flabo, made it possible that I can take care of me and my children. In 1997, I came back in 2001. I had to run because after working 24 years in the public service because of the Labour Party. And they're trying to trick you with all kinds of things like they're so nice. You know the victimization these people can do, they don't care. When you look on the platform of the United Workers' Party, look at the leader and the people that are there, the men and the women. Contrast them against what is on the Labour Party side. Look for yourselves. My mother said sense was made before books. So don't let people fool you and say, because you have not as many degrees like me, like a thermometer, that you cannot understand. You can understand. You know good. And when your mother and your grandmother come and tell you, Labour, watch how they live in. Because what Labour wants you to have is plywood and pit toilets, while they have all the big houses and the businesses overseas. Kenny, bye-bye. Enough is enough. It is time to put, they say, you, Labour, you the people lying. Flabo kamati, me pasa du kisa flabo kamati about to have. Suka vin di mama kamati about motoka. Me kamati about Kaila. Yo pasa di pistu sayo sa fe se bluff. Bezot ka koute yo. Zot ka koute yo. Bude zot ka fe lot mal. You can't pay your rent. You can't pay your mortgage. You can't pay your car loan. You can't send your children to school. When they come out of college, they are in the house on the streets. The crime has increased. Death, rape, murder. Why? Because the society is in a mess. And who put it so? It's Flabo. If you say it's Flabo, Zot say Makak. It is time you all see what is right and what is wrong. Everything they're doing, you know, before they used to tell you, Tom Chu, they hit Taiwan. They hate what they were doing. Oh my God, Taiwan was the worst thing on St. Lucia. Actuel must say, Yoki Taiwan. Maaji, we are still podium. Musav, say, Yoki Taiwan. May you take care of the kate bagay about Tom Chu. You don't see these people not straight? Grind bird, lamb bugs, you all the bugs, Jufali. Impact. Do they say anything? Not a word. Not a word. Not a word. May of the govern that. What they didn't do in 15 years, they come for 15-year point plan to bring what they didn't do in 15 years. They say, give me a chance again. I will do 15 years in 5 years. Ukweme kuyon. Can you take your 15-point plan and go back and learn what it is to govern? On the 6th of June, people, on the 6th of June, walk with your passport, your ID card, your driver's license, even your birth certificate. Check out people to see if your name is on the list. Drag and bring out everybody. Take your constitutional right and vote. Vote to put Kenny out. Vote for your life, for your children's future, for your life. Vote for the United Workers' Party. Work for Alan Chastanet and his entire team. Vote, people. I beg of you. Vote for your life. Good night. Thank you.
Yo peflam di feya.
Wow, bagay ka vin show. Ika vin show. Brothers and sisters, you can come closer. You can come closer to the stage. You can come closer. Now, our party is not the party that called the elections. Kenny Anthony called the elections. He gave us 17 days and thought he caught us with our pants down. But tonight, we can show Kenny Anthony that we have our manifesto before him. And this was a well-kept secret. We make sure we did not advertise the presentation of our manifesto. Leave them there. When they think we are ready, they will see what will happen to them, brothers and sisters. At this time, I want to call on Nancy to read the political message in the manifesto. That's the political message from the political leader. She's going to read that message. So I want you to listen attentively as you read that message from the political leader.
Give me a U. Give me a W. Give me a P. What's it say? United Workers Party. Bringing light to the country. United Workers Party. Not by chance. We survive all this stormy weather. It's not by chance. If we put less money, they work harder. Not by chance. They have a humble and generous leader. It's not by chance. Even in our times, our economy strong.
Bonsoir, maman Gros Islet. Bon, messieurs, nous ne chantons qu'à jouer yo paix. C'est pas ils ont nous qu'à jouer chanter, hein? Bah, je ba nous qu'à jouer chanter. Ça qui fait zon paix ici, hein? Come, you have to come closer. And I've told you already, whenever you have your UWP people on the stage, we don't want you all the way in the back. You need to come to the front, your family, your friends. Come and warm us, come and keep us company. Sorti yoshi mea, vini ici, asi, woa ici, yeah. Okay, my flower people, so come closer. You too far. My task tonight is very simple. My task is to read to you the message from the political leader on the front cover of our manifesto. And he says, "My beloved St. Lucians, it is indeed a privilege and an honor to address you as the political leader of the United Workers' Party and the candidate for Micoud South on the eve of the 2016 general elections. For me, this desire to become the parliamentary representative of the people and the leader of a team of multi-talented representatives of constituencies throughout St. Lucia is in keeping with my lifelong efforts to improve the standards of living and quality of life of increasing numbers of fellow St. Lucians. Throughout my life, I have worked hard to create employment and wealth for all the stakeholders in the businesses that I have managed. But even though I was successful in doing so, I found myself surrounded by poverty and deprivation throughout St. Lucia. As a caring person, the presence of poverty in our environment has been very distressing. In 2006, I was appointed Minister of Tourism and Civil Aviation by my mentor, Sir John Compton, who came back from retirement to implement a master plan for the sustainable development of St. Lucia. Unfortunately, that process was interrupted by the death of Sir John in 2007. followed by a devastating global recession in 2008. Despite these challenges, tourism received a boost to become our major economic sector, and the economy was stabilized. Under the leadership of Honorable Stephenson King, we rode out the worst years of the global financial crisis and the initial impact of the recession. However, an impatient electorate voted the United Workers' Party out of office in 2011. Since 2011, St. Lucia has been reeling under the regressive policies and programs of the St. Lucia Labour Party. They failed to learn the important lesson of the recession that you cannot spend what you have not generated, and in doing so, have racked up the national debt to dangerous levels. The cost of servicing the national debt and the escalating requirements to give handouts have forced the Dr. Kenny Anthony administration to introduce more and more austerity measures that are crippling to the economy and increasing poverty throughout St. Lucia. During the past 5 years, while the SLP was tightening its grips on the electorate, the United Workers' Party has been drawing up a list of strategies to empower St. Lucians, to offer them equal opportunities to realize their potential, to put given human and natural resources to best use, and in the process, to enable people to find creative employment and receive their fair share of wealth so created. The goal is basically to diversify and grow the economy, to generate enough revenue to pay for social services, and to put money in people's pockets to meet their needs. The UWP has also drawn up plans to reinforce the principles and institutions of good governance. Ordinary people will be given individual and collective responsibility for the pursuit of justice. In particular, they will advocate for the fair distribution and safe enjoyment of wealth that is jointly created in St. Lucia. At the highest political level, the United Workers' Party has put together a team of candidates, all of whom have previously succeeded in at least one career, all of whom have had management training and or experience, and all of whom are committed to the principle of equitable distribution of wealth. Among them are 4 strong, accomplished women who will oversee the pursuit of the UWP's goal of better gender relations. Our main goal is to motivate St. Lucians to build a new St. Lucia that is both prosperous and progressive. We want to wipe out poverty and to strengthen the social safety net to prevent any St. Lucians from slipping through poverty and despair. The UWP is now a united and reinvigorated party that is ready to complete the work that was started in 2006. Tonight, we humbly ask you to vote for our candidates throughout St. Lucia. At this point in history, St. Lucia deserves better management of its economy and a society in order to realize the vision of a better life for its people in the highly competitive global village of the 21st century. Sincerely, your future Prime Minister, Mr. Alan Michael Chastanet. I thank you.
United Workers' Party. United flabo, bringing light to the country. Flabo, 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 flabo. United Workers Party, not by chance. We survive all this stormy weather. It's not by chance.
Your candidate, Leonard Spider Montoot, is making his way to the platform.
They greedy for power, boy. They greedy for power. Clever boys, deceitful lies, them device, but they kept up the spider. They greedy for power, boy. They greedy for power. Clever boy, the only one worthy spider. Here to represent spider. Proven leadership with hard work and commitment. Spider. If you look around, his work is quite evident. Spider. So we vote the spider back in the government. Oh, we voting for Leonard Montoot, Leonard Spider Montoot, Leonard Montoot. On election day we going out and we voting Leonard Montoot, Leonard Spider Montoot, Leonard Montoot for Gros Islet. Spider again, we voting, Spider again, we voting, Spider again, we voting, Spider again. Un chaimon ka parler, tout côté yo passé, yo pas qu'à faire rien pour aider moun Gros Islet. Mais Spider ka toi paille pour bourgeois ek malewe. Choose another soil and he's every stay. I'm voting for Leonard Montoot, Leonard Spider Montoot, Leonard Montoot. On election day I'm going out and I'm voting Leonard Montoot, Leonard Spider Montoot, Leonard Montoot for Gros Islet. Rumors them are spread in the air, but they can't catch the spider. They greedy for power, boy. They greedy for power, clever boy.
Brothers and sisters, Emma was on Newspin this afternoon. Did you hear? Emma had the audacity by trying diplomatically to call Spider Montoot a thief. She wanted Spider Montoot to account for the monies which he spent. Brothers and sisters, you remember that Spider did messy things. A lot of things, brothers and sisters. What did Emma do? You know what Emma did? Emma tried to complete some of Spider's projects and tried to claim it as her own, brothers and sisters. I saw the little protest. I think it was on Friday that the people were not happy with Emma opening something that she had not started, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, I want you all to remember Emma and the bad decisions Emma took. Emma was in charge of the NIC, brothers and sisters, when Blue Coral was built, a bad investment. an investment that cannot pay back the bank where the money came from. And she was also a director at the bank at the time. Those of you who have your small shares at Bank of St. Lucia have not been able to get dividends for 4 years. It is because of bad policies by people like Emma, who sat on the board and they took people's money and go and build a building costing about $15 million over there in Gros Islet, just by the marina. Don't forget that, brothers and sisters. It was Emma who caused whatever happened with Lambert's, brothers and sisters. You must remember this. She never spoke about that on the radio this afternoon. I tried to call her. I tried to call. I couldn't get through. But there was a young chap who called her and she started getting blue and black. She started getting blue and black, brothers and sisters. If you saw her behavior, she got arrogant. She didn't want to answer. Brothers and sisters, all that will change. This will change from the 7th of June 2016, brothers and sisters, when you vote Spider back into office. At this time, I would like to call one of the architects of the manifesto, a gentleman who was part of the policy committee. And I'll tell you something. Since February, the United Workers' Party have had a 21-day plan. In case Kenny called a snap elections in 21 days plan, in 21 days time. He called it in 17, but this worked against him because right now, there's a wave of yellow ready to kick Kenny Anthony out of the governance of St. Lucia. Brothers and sisters, I would like to call on Brother Eubaldus Raymond to address you. Put your hands together for Brother Raymond.
Good night, brothers and sisters. It gives me great honor and a privilege to stand before you this evening. It was around February of this year that the political leader of the United Workers' Party asked me to be one of the chairpersons of the Manifesto Committee, or policy rather, and I gladly accepted that position. During that time, from that time until now, I was able to engage the political leader as to the direction he wants to see the country. Unfortunately, the political leader shares my vision for this country. A vision I believe will remove us from where we are, where labor brought us, to better things and to a better place. So now we have a manifesto. I have full confidence that it will improve the lives of the people of this country. It will bring people back to work. My friends, we have witnessed in the last 4 years historical unemployment. We have witnessed historical debt. We have witnessed historical victimization. All of these things and more under the St. Lucia Labour Party, under the leadership of Kenny Anthony. But tonight, I must say to you that I have hope for the future of St. Lucia. I have hope for the future of the people of St. Lucia. I have hope that this manifesto that we'll be presenting to the public is the panacea, is a cure for all the maladies that Kenny brought upon the people of St. Lucia. So recently, we were able to we presented to you what we refer to you as the 5 to stay alive. And since we have presented this to you, the Labour Party tried its best to turn it around. It's very simple. Very, very simple. In the last 5 years, we have witnessed the highest level of taxation on the backs of St. Lucians. We had witnessed 66% increase in water bills. We have witnessed the removal of our subsidies on rice, sugar, and flour. We have witnessed the increase in vehicular licenses and others. We believe, on top of that, we also had to endure a 15% VAT. We believe when we look at and assess the economy, we highly believe that this is one of the reasons why the high taxation in this country is the main reason why we have high unemployment, record high unemployment. The reason why we have closures of businesses in this country. The reason why we have a youth unemployment of close to 50%. And the main reason again is because people do not have purchasing power. There was a time when you used to go into the grocery store, you used to come out with 4 or 5 bags of groceries. But now when you go into the grocery store, you can only come out with 1 or 2 bags. So we believe that this is too much tax on the people of this country. And that's the reason why we come out with the 5 to stay alive. Very simple. We will do our best based on the 5 points to give you more purchasing power. And that's why we said the very first thing we're going to do is to reduce on the VAT. My friends, you have to understand that when you are able to purchase more, if you are able to go to the retail stores, if you are able to go to the grocery stores, this will generate more employment in this country. This will employ more people because we believe that by spending more, you will grow the economy. And if you grow the economy, the government will be able to collect more taxes, and the government will be able to use these taxes to provide health services, education, and other services provided by the government. This is very simple. We have experienced economic decline in the last 3 years to 4 years, and we believe that we need to start to grow the economy. And the 5 to stay alive is just one of the many plans we have for this country. We believe that this government, the United Workers' Party government, believes that we need to empower people. Governments supposed to create the enabling environment to create business, to create entrepreneurship in the country. The government should not be the boss of the people. The people should be the boss of this government. You see, the philosophy of the Labour Party is to try to make people depend on them. That's why they want to do everything the private sector has to do. They want to be the ones providing you jobs. So when they provide you jobs, you will be their servant. You'll be subservient to them. You cannot speak out against them, because if you speak out against them, they will victimize you. We believe differently. We believe that you are the ones who are supposed to be creating the jobs and not government giving you jobs. So when the government says to you, they're giving you something, they're giving you laptops, they're giving you jobs, government does not give you anything. Because whatever the government gives you is what they take from you to give to you. So when they say they give you laptops, don't forget, it's your tax money they use to pay for the laptops. When they say they give you jobs, your tax money they use to give you jobs. And most times when they give you 5, they take 10. So we don't want a government where you have to stretch your hands out to. We want a government that you put you to work. A government where you can go and work for a business person, where you can open your own business. And if the government is not working well, you can open your mouth and speak against the government You can advocate for better education. You can advocate for better health care. But when you are under the claws of government, the government takes that voice away from you. You become their slave. This is not the kind of government we want. And that's why the United Workers' Party is pushing what we refer to as a private sector-driven economy. In simple terms, we believe that the private sector knows best how to run the country. The more small businesses we have, the better it is for this country. And that's why, one of the reasons why we have so many business closures in this country is because the Labour Party has not been able to support the small businesses of this country. They want to take the role of small businesses. That cannot happen. Labour needs to understand the role of government. They need to know the role. And that's why I stand in solidarity with the political leader. He has a vision. The very same way I predicted that the Labour Party government will not bring any prosperity in this country. I predict that what we have in this manifesto will bring development, will bring prosperity, will bring back jobs, will bring back happiness in this country. This is my vision. This is my hope, that we will make things better when you elect the United Workers' Party on June 6th. So my friends, we have only 6 days to go. And I hope you are ready. I believe the people of this country are ready to remove on their backs the St. Lucia Labour Party and bring back the United Workers' Party. Thank you and good night.
Esther is making his way to the platform. Henry South is coming home. Brothers and sisters, you may not find all of our candidates on the platform tonight because some of them have meetings in their constituency, brothers and sisters. You know the elections is only 6 days away. At this time, brothers and sisters, I can assure you that I have checked 10 seats in the bag. Anything more will be ice cream on the cake, cream on the cake. I want you all to remember 1997, when the great Romanus Lancico, who did so much for St. Lucia, and one of the best parliamentarians, actually lost the elections in Castro East. And the Labour Party won 16-1. Brothers and sisters, there is a swing against the Labour Party. And that swing is because they lied to the young people. They promised you jobs. They promised you better days. They told you everything will be right and nice and sweet and there will be honey and milk flowing, brothers and sisters. But instead, you got bitter days. At this time, I would like to call on the deputy leader of the party, the lady who is in a three-corner fight, but will show you how she can move and weave and bob and weave, and will get the majority of votes in Micoud South and return Micoud South to the United Workers' Party. Micoud North. I would like to call on the lady who will always prevail, Dr. Gail T.C. Regabat.
We have will usher in a new era of change. An era of change defined by prosperity, defined by the reinvigoration of our economy, the re-energization of our youth, and the instilling of a new hope and confidence that our young people can stand tall and have some degree of confidence that they can finally begin to realize their dreams. And that is why we are all here this evening, because we are confident. We are confident that contained in the manifesto that we are launching this evening is a promise to every St. Lucian. Not a hyperbolic labor-type policy or promise that 5 years later they are unable to deliver. We have contained in here pragmatic, doable, feasible, people-centered policies that have derived from the many conversations that we have had with you as we have gone around this country and as we have engaged with you over the past 4.5 years. And I know that many of you over the last 4.5 years in particular have been very concerned about the image of St. Lucia out there in the international community. And I say to you that the United Workers' Party is committed to restoring the good name, reputation, dignity of St. Lucia in the international community and regain the honor and the respect that we once had. And to do that, therefore, we are committed to ensuring that no longer will the Ministry of External Affairs be used as the gravy train of the Labour Party, rewarding its political hacks and appointing people who are committed to the politics of Labour more so than the policies of St. Lucia that will benefit the people. A Labour Party will ensure that there is a cadre of professionally trained foreign service officers and young diplomats who are committed to serving St. Lucia first and foremost. And that no longer will we have to wonder what it is our various consulates, embassies, and high commissions abroad are up to, because the United Workers' Party government will be committed to ensuring that the Ministry of External Affairs accounts for its deliverables. In other words, its achievements are made known, are made public, and are explained to the people of St. Lucia so we understand the benefits of our various engagements regionally and internationally. You won't have to be guessing anymore. And no longer will you have to wait for a discerning eye to discover the wrongdoing of any government. Because you will know the persons who hold diplomatic office, and you will understand the depth and the expanse of due diligence that was conducted to ensure that they are fit and qualified to hold those offices and that they have the interests of the people of St. Lucia at heart. No longer will you have to be subjected to scandal after scandal, whether it be Lamberts or Jufali or Grindberg, because the United Workers' Party government will be fully transparent with its people, ensuring that you know what is going on and that this Flabo government will not engage in ever kukumakakri that What more? accountability. We understand the importance of transparency, and we understand the importance of engaging our people so that they understand the benefits to be derived from our interaction and engagement in various international and regional organizations. The United Workers' Party has a very strong foundation that honors and undergirds the principles of democracy, and that is why we have developed relationships with friends and partners in the international community who share the philosophies of democracy as we do in the United Workers' Party. Our foreign policy will no longer be an opportunity for some to wine and dine their lives away with little to show for it, except perhaps if they eventually become a political candidate and you see what all the benefit has gone. As you can tell from the paraphernalia of some from the other side. But I say to you, no diplomat representing St. Lucia will be given a carte blanche without due responsibility for accounting for their service and the use of taxpayers' dollars. We work very hard in this country. And for too long, the Foreign Service has been beleaguered with political clientelism and patronage and nepotism. A Foreign Service is really meant to be the mechanism through which small island states like ours are able to negotiate and secure deals that bring economic benefit to the country, not to any one individual or some individuals or a particular political party. And that is why our foreign policy will really be redefined as economic foreign policy, as we understand the importance of our engagement, and as we appreciate that our foreign ministry is the gateway into St. Lucia, and that is why it has to display the highest honor, the highest level of integrity. And the Jufali lesson is one we must never forget, that people must never have to wonder, must never have to ask questions as to why particular individuals hold diplomatic office. Because you, the people, will be well apprised of our processes that bring about those kinds of persons who hold such high offices in the name of St. Lucia and all St. Lucians. I want also to tell you that the United Workers' Party understand that we live in a very dynamic environment and that things are changing very swiftly in the global community. And that is why, therefore, we are committed to ensuring that an evolving Sir Arthur Lewis Community College gives priority to offering courses in the area of diplomatic relations and international relations, so young people who have such aspirations do not necessarily have to leave the comfort of their homes and the comfort of the beautiful shores to be exposed to quality tertiary education in the area of international relations and diplomatic affairs. The United Workers' Party government understands that thanks to the introduction of information and communication technology and the ability for us to communicate with one another across wide expanses of land and water, that we do not necessarily have to incur some of the expenses meaning of electronic diplomacy. We can engage without having to fly over the waters all the time. We can engage meaningfully without having to incur humongous costs at the expense of you taxpayers. So you can tell that a United Workers' Party understands the significance of having a foreign relations policy that not only continues to secure and nurture our traditional relationships, but we will also actively seek to engage new partners as we seek to meet our economic developmental goals. And that is the real function of a foreign policy. Me or not weaving. Ezekiel! Mama! 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 Ezekiel is making his way to the stage. The man! We do that in the ballot box. In the ballot box is where we demonstrate our support, our love, and our compassion for the people of Babylon. And Flabo people will come out. Flabo people will come out because I was on the ground in Babylon today, and I know Ezekiel is going to bring Babylon home. And like the rest of St. Lucia, Babylon stands ready to partner the United Workers' Party as we deliver on the policies contained in our manifesto. And these are policies that are born out of the sentiments, the interests, and the concerns of the people of St. Lucia. And I want each of you here this evening, as you internalize the fight to stay alive, and internalize the fight to thrive, and you internalize the fight to revitalize, that's when you go to the polls on the morning of June the 6th, you have only to remember the hardship that the Labour Party brought upon you and your family, and vote for prosperity, vote for change, vote for St. Lucia, and vote for the United Workers' Party. speakers to come, but I want to give you my unwavering commitment, to ensuring that what is contained in here, that we on this platform, under the leadership of our Prime Minister in waiting, Alan Michael Chastanet, that we will deliver what is in here. But we can only do that. We can only do that if all of you here gathered do what you ought to do on the morning of June the 6th. And that is to ensure that you go to the polls and you vote for a revitalized economy, a redefined foreign policy that restores the dignity and the respect of this country, a foreign policy that understands that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is the gateway to the economic well-being of this country. You will partner with us by putting your tikwa, and I want you to do just that. I do not want to lose any seats by 2 and by 7 votes. Spider su tanwe. Jagos le su tanwe. Avant aller faire bon temps, mettez-y quoi avant commencer, boîte-y la biao, et-y berry blasu. Do that first. Vote for the United Workers' Party. And the people of Babylon who brought Ezekiel here. By now you understand the need to have Ezekiel back in the house because the farmers are suffering and fisher folk are suffering. And their only hope that the agriculture industry has is to bring Ezekiel back into the cabinet of the United Workers' Party. Spider, because Spider j'en fait mille things. When somebody would claim, c'est eux qui fait, mais ouais, c'est Gros Islet Village. But Spider, I say to you and the people of Gros Islet, give us 5 years and give us an additional 5 years. Give us a minimum of 10 years so Spider can give true meaning to his vision for Gros Islet and for the youth and the sporting sector and fraternity in this country. Mama, they want to vote in 2016 tout seul. Même déjà fast forward, moi, l'autre élection déjà, ça. Because there are things that will require time to change and to fix, because Labour has done such an extraordinary job of breaking down this country. 5 years may not be enough. 5 years will give us a brilliant start. 5 years will put us on sound footing. But there are things that we want to realize in 10 years, such as that young people in this country will have easier access to tertiary education. And in the next 10 years, we want to ensure that we can double the number of young people with first and second degrees in areas of study of their choice. So I swear, because myself, this ruling will come vote. So seulement myself, parce que je vous si on cela pour qu'à vote. So moi, fast forward. Eknamato pour catcher pour l'autre sec l'année aussi. Because St. Lucia's only hope is with the United Party, because you've had 50 years of Kenny Anthony, and what do you have to show for it? I am Moody. I am Moody. So give the United Workers Party your ballot, your vote, your tikwa, et pafelewe. Pafelewe tikwa. Lioswa fon tikwa soubimu. Ou sa manye pou fe tikwa. Ek lanj bondye kay cheve la men. So kay fe tikwa en place. Pafelewe. My Flabo people, I want to thank you. I want to thank all of you who continue to follow our meetings in your numbers. But 5 days can be a long time in politics. So you've got to maintain this energy. Maintain your faith in the United Workers Party. Maintain the confidence you have in Alan Chastanet and the men and women here. I want you not to be distracted, not to be deterred. Pakitema chance là où Katem ka sorti tout oliwan, en soya seven. Stand firm and solidly in your belief that solutions only hope resides with the United Workers Party. Mama Flabo! Thank you.
That's right. 6 years ago, the Solution Labour Party, the United Workers Party, decided to look for recommendations for the reforming of our Constitution, brothers and sisters. Our Constitution is about 40 years old. Recommendations came in, and as you know, the Solution Labour Party did nothing about the recommendations. But in our manifesto, it reads, the circumstances which citizens will have the right to recall their parliamentary representative. So if you have a parliamentary representative who is not working, you will have a right of recall. You will be able to fire that representative. We will have a fixed date for general elections. In other words, the Prime Minister will not come and call elections when the electoral office is not ready, that you cannot even get your list on time to see if your name is on the list. We will limit the number of terms a Prime Minister will have. We will limit it, brothers and sisters. That is Flabo. The powers of Parliament to monitor the executive. Parliament will have to monitor the way the government works, brothers and sisters. The financing of election campaigns, that is important. You saw a man in Castro South give, together with Kenny Anthony, give a man a job as your ambassador to the FMC, the Federal Maritime, I am wrong, to the IMO, the International Maritime Organization. He did not attend any meetings. And you heard from Kenny's mouth, and there is an ad that will show you an ad you will see which tells you that they made the man an ambassador because they know he had a case in court. And we must have finance control during elections because you have a man coming up from England as a man being in charge of our consulate in England, coming out of England and buying a property, buying a bakery down in Cicero to put his constituency office. And it's not no small building, you know, brothers and sisters, a big building. You have him spending money all over the place. He have now moved from $150 to giving the boys in the ghettos $500, brothers and sisters. I want to tell them, take the money. You have to take the money and vote with your conscience, go to the polls and vote the United Workers' Party. Brothers and sisters, the best Minister of Agriculture this country ever had, he's in the House. And he will be taking the seat back from that inefficient minister, as Dr. Mondesi said, who does not know. Dr. Mondesi, you want to say it for me or you want me to say it? You want me to say it? She does not know the difference from a medicine chest, and the powder she powdered her face with. She does know the difference. Brothers and sisters, Ezekiel Joseph will be back in the House. He will be back in cabinet. He will be back in government, brothers and sisters. And before I call him, can I ask you, are you ready to get your copy of your manifesto? You're ready? Okay, the service will be done. Just stay where you are. Brothers and sisters, I now present you with the best Minister of Agriculture, Brother Ezekiel Joseph.
Thank you very much, my people. And my Flobo, good night. I must apologize for being late tonight, political leader, because the people of Babonneau said that I have to stay in Babonneau to meet my people in Babonneau, to reassure you, political leader, to reassure you, my Flobo, that the seat in Babonneau will go to the United Workers' Party on the 6th of June. Do not let your heart be troubled. Papi Chosa Watson has strengthened the people of Babonneau. And people say, Mama Babonneau, you're fashion! You're fashion, Babonneau! But I will deal with that. I will deal with that on Friday night when I go to Fongasso. Tonight is serious business. And tonight we are here to discuss the policies that we are going to implement when you, our supporters, are going to elect us on the 6th of June with Mr. Alan Chastanet as our Prime Minister. And I have the responsibility of speaking to you with regards to the agricultural sector. Because we all know, and I know my Prime Minister in waiting, Mr. Alan Chastanet, has an appreciation as to the positive impact that agriculture have on the rural sectors. And that is why I am happy to be a member of the United Workers' Party, because that is the only party that understands the positive impact of agriculture. We have demonstrated it. We have a track record that whenever the United Workers' Party is managing this country, agriculture progress. And we are going to continue from the 7th of June. You know why? I remember political leader that when Sir John convinced me to get involved in politics, his words to me was, Ezekiel, I want someone that can run with the agricultural sector, not someone that can crawl. And I came and I ran. And this time I will be like the sprinter on the track to make sure that we bring back agriculture, because agriculture has gone back 10 years. My brothers and sisters, I want to say here tonight, I'm going to run faster than Estefan, I'm going to run faster than Spider. And was Jimmy was an athlete too? Some of the policies quickly, and I spoke to them, some of them in Swazel on Sunday. I told you, and this morning I had the opportunity to be on 100 FM with Castro, discussing the policies of my party when we get into office. And I must say, I was happy and I was satisfied with the number of persons who call in, encouraging Brother Alan Chastanet and the United Workers' Party, and expressing their confidence in the United Workers' Party as the party to improve agriculture. We have said it before, and I'm going to say it again, that the banana industry is critical for the development of agriculture in St. Lucia. And we are going to give support to our banana farmers, because we know that we can do better than we are doing right now. We know we can do much better and give support to our farmers, and we can see the production levels that will impact positively on our rural communities. Et puis partir qui s'en fait ça, c'est parti Flambois. Et puis Prime Minister qui s'en fait ça, c'est Mr. Alan Chastanet. The fisheries subsector is also important. And I'm going to tell you that first of all, we are going to introduce new technology. Et puis when this out as far as that is important that we introduce new technology in the fisheries subsector. When we were there, we started that process. You remember, they wanted to convert the Union Agricultural Station into a playing field. And Sir John, when we discussed my possible involvement in politics, I told him we need to renege on that decision and make sure that Union Agricultural Station remains as an agricultural station. And we did it. And what we did, we established an aquaculture facility there. We can do better than that. We are going to explore possibilities with regards to the sea. And we have the technology they call the mariculture technology. And that is where we can make a la mer, we can make a type poisson, you can lose the type poisson, and when after a period of time you go and you harvest that fish. That technology is not far from us. That technology is in Guadeloupe. The first time I was exposed to that technology was in Israel. But afterwards I got to know that technology is in Guadeloupe. And I went to Guadeloupe and I made a site visit, and I can tell you it's unfortunate, because if the United Workers' Party was in government, by now we would have had a demonstration farm, and fishers and fisher folks would have been exposed to that technology. Look at Ife, Now we elect on the 6th of June. In addition to that, we believe that we need to expose our young folks into the fisheries subsector. We need to train them and we need to encourage them in going into what we call deep sea fishing. Because up to now, manière nous avons pêché c'est traditionnel. Nous avons allé dehors à sec et nous avons vié à 3 heures. We can do better than that. And we're going to give support through the bank, Solution Development Bank, to our young folks who are interested in fishing and who are interested in deep sea fishing. And that is one of the things we can promise you, my people, that we believe that will encourage our young folks to get involved, and it's going to create an environment where people can be gainfully employed. The whole aspect of vegetable production and youth in agriculture. You have heard like political leaders speaking about the new marketing entity, and that's nothing new. Kuma say, when we were there, we started restructuring the Solution Marketing Board. We built a new building in Oslo where we house the Solution Marketing Board. We cut down on the facility in Oslo to give more storage facility for the Solution Marketing Board. Unfortunately, we were voted out of office. We had secured 6 acres of land in Oslo to build a new structure for the Ministry of Agriculture. And the plans were well in advance for the construction of that facility. I want to tell you, we are going to continue it. We are going to create a new marketing entity because marketing is critical if we are going to develop the agricultural sector. We need to provide to our farmers a facility that they can sell the products when they have harvested. And I can tell you that will be critical for us as a government. In Sectoral, I also told you about the need to secure our agricultural lands. I'm sure when you drive through the valleys, you would agree with me that the land use in the major valleys are changing. We've seen a number of other activities taking place in the valleys that are not agriculture related. We are going to change that. We believe as a small country, we need to secure our agricultural lands, especially our prime agricultural lands. And there will be a policy in place to see to it that we accomplish this. So Mama Flabo, rest assured that your government, the United Workers' Party government, will put policies in place that will secure the remaining agricultural lands for you, the young people, and for you, the farmers, so that you can produce and create that safety net and create employment in the rural communities that will impact positively on our rural folks. Youth in agriculture is critical for us. Again, that's the program we started when we were there. That's a program we told you that as the government, we believe is important. We got resources when we were there to encourage young persons to get involved in agriculture. We identified lands where we can list to these young individuals to be involved in agriculture. When I reviewed the estimates, I realized that the $3.2 million we got as grant funding from the CARICOM Development Fund was all utilized, and not one young person got an opportunity to list land. I want to tell you that we are going to see to it that both phase 1 and phase 2. I want to tell you that both phase 1 and phase 2 of that project will be re-established. And we are going to encourage and provide opportunities for our young people to be involved in agriculture. That is important. It's important for our young people to be involved in agriculture because it creates employment and it creates a safety net. The question is, are you ready for the policies of the United Workers' Party as it pertains to agriculture? Esupawe, Kumete, Flamola, Kukotine, Ivolode agriculture, Esupawe, Kubai, our political leader, Mr. Alan Chastanet, an opportunity to work in with his cabinet to see to it that agriculture gets the type of attention and support and we know will impact positively on you, our farmers and potential farmers. Our Esupawe Musa, question Esupawe, Tieleba. We are ready. And once, before I take my seat, I think I want to take this opportunity of welcoming on stage our candidate, our endorsed candidate for Castro East Districts for Junior Del Rey. Welcome. I want to tell you thank you very much, and we're looking forward to working with you and to continue what we started between the years 2006 to 2011. Thank you very much, and Esupawe! Thank you.
before we continue, someone lost a pair of glasses. They can always collect it. It has a sort of a pink frame. Brothers and sisters, I wish you could have heard all of our candidates tonight, but that's not possible. We have to move on. Some of you have to travel very far. I know not everyone got a manifesto, but tomorrow we will be sending manifestos to your constituency offices, and those who did not get will get the manifesto, because we have manifestos, brothers and sisters. We came in here with 1,000 tonight, and all vanished. Tomorrow you will have your manifesto from your constituency office. At this time, brothers and sisters, we're in the constituency of Gros Islet, where a minister can build 42 houses for $48 million. One house costing $880,000. But when you physically look at the house does not even worth $100,000. In this constituency, you can do magic with money when you know how to take people's money and put it into your pockets. And that can only happen when you're a minister under the St. Lucia Labour Party. At this time, I would like to call the man whom you want again. The man who is going to send Emma back to Sulphur City, and who will retire Emma. He will retire Emma, because I think it's time Emma goes on retirement, brothers and sisters. Spider-Man who has done many things in this constituency. And I know the people of Labon love Spider, because he was the man to give them water, brothers and sisters. Water, the food of life. Brother Spider, come to the platform and address your people of Gros Islet. Brothers and sisters, Central Castro is coming home. You're back. You're back. You're is here with you tonight. Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it. Deceitful lies, they were spread, but they can't stop this fire. There are those who want to come into our town and pretend that they know me better than you, and they want to define me. Before I make my presentation tonight, I want to call on someone who really knows me to come and say to you who I am and to tell you why you should vote for me. I am going to call on my daughter, Adal Montut, to say a few words to you before I make my presentation.
Good night, political leader of the opposition, my future Prime Minister, other members of the platform, my Flabo family. Now, I am but a child, but I am not childish. I do not have a vote, but I have a voice. A voice I will raise in support of those among us who are voteless and voiceless, those who do not register on the polls, the section of our society who are not given due consideration or due attention. As you were told, I am the only daughter of my family, mommy and daddy's little girl. I grew up immersed in politics. It was inescapable. My dad always reminds me that contrary to what is often said, politics is not a dirty job, or better said, it does not have to be. So I stand before you tonight, humble but unashamed. To be involved in a platform of politics at such a tender age, I am truly honored. I say to the young, do not be afraid of getting involved in politics because politics impacts our lives in so many ways. And politics is not a spectator sport. We must all participate, even the young ones. When the economy goes bad, we feel it first. When things are not right, we feel it first. When the subsidies are removed, we feel it first. When the prices of goods are increased, we feel it first. So for those of you who have a vote, do consider us when you exercise that sacred right of yours. After all, if it goes wrong, we will be the ones to pick up the pieces. We will be the ones to pay back this back-breaking debt. We will be the ones fixing the broken society if you, the voters, get it wrong. For those of you who have the privilege of a vote and decide not to exercise it, I simply say to you, if you like what you have seen over the past 4.5 years, support it. But if you are part of the vast majority who have endured the hardship, let your vote count. Let your cross speak the universal language of liberation. I may know little about politics, but I know a lot about my dad. He has been my best friend forever. No one can tell me about my dad. I have seen him operate in all conditions. Leonard Spider-Montut is a man of his word. He's kind and gracious. He's loving. But he's firm when he has to be. He's humble and he is sincere to a fault. Do not allow the detractors to define my dad. I know him. You know him too. Judge him by his actions, judge him by his record, judge him by your experience. If you do that honestly, you will judge him kindly. He's my dad, the persistent performer, the man of his word, Leonard Spider-Montut.
That is who I am. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my platform, my party will have to excuse me tonight, because I will deal with the part of the manifesto that I was asked to deal with, but I have to deal with Emma Hippolyte tonight. Ladies and gentlemen,
like Adel said, it's not about family. My political leader of the opposition, colleagues, members of the executive, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gros Islet, the heart of St. Lucia's entertainment, the best place in the world to be, the constituency of Gros Islet, which will become a lot better after the 6th of June. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I keep saying that when I come to a Flabo meeting and I find you so cold, it's as if you have forgotten Liberation Days here. It's like you have forgotten the time for change has come. So let me see you raise your flag if you are prepared to make that change come the 6th of June and remove labor and put back Flabo, and let's get back to progress and development. Do not be distracted. They are desperate. The polls are getting them crazy. But when you go to the polls, you will get them out. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight, I was asked to deal with a section of the manifesto on sustainable development. In September 2015, the member states of the United Nations approved 17 Sustainable Development Goals, otherwise referred to as SDGs. And they range from issues of poverty eradication to the environment and to equity and social justice issues. Sustainable development encompasses the economic, environmental, and social dimensions of development and endeavors to advance the quality of life by achieving and maintaining balance between these three dimensions in a continuous manner. Now you'll have to forgive me tonight a little because the voice, I mean, I've been doing so many meetings in the last few days, but you will hear it. Consequently, in the fullest context, sustainable development embraces every economic sector and is not a sector on its own. A United Workers' Party government will treat sustainable development as a cross-cutting issue to be factored into every aspect of national development. During its last term in government, between 2006 and 2011, the UWP commissioned the preparation of a national vision plan which adopted a regional approach and sought, among other things, to create a framework so that future investment is spread throughout the island. In the process, providing benefits to local communities, not only through creation of jobs, but through the circulation of wealth at the local level. The integrated, equitable, and sustainable spread of development throughout the island is central to this national vision. A new UWP government will review all existing national and sector policies, strategies, and plans to rationalize and finally to develop an integrated national development plan. We will engage all stakeholders in order to ensure there is political and societal buy-in. We will address gaps in critical social, economic, and environmental legislation and regulations. We will reorganize and build the capacity of the Ministry of Economic Development to ensure that it is able to once again fulfill its mandate of providing leadership in national planning and development. We will establish a body for interagency coordination to ensure coherence and balance in the national development process and to ensure that critical development concerns from the various socio-economic sectors are adequately considered in development, planning, and programming. We will ensure that existing environmental and related legislation in particular are reviewed and strengthened as appropriate. We will strengthen the development planning process, including the Physical Planning Act, zoning of lands for different uses, adopting an environmental impact assessment, that is EIAs, and regulations for the building code. We will develop a code for energy efficiency in buildings,
We will enact national laws when necessary to give effect to relevant international agreements signed by St. Lucia. I now touch on the area of urban renewal. The lack of employment opportunities in the rural areas have led to a steady flow of persons into the major towns, particularly in Castro and of course areas like Gros Islet. The National Consultative Council, in a report dated November 2009, estimated that the annual net migration into the cities and towns from rural areas was about 0.8% of the population. This influx of persons has exacerbated conditions in inner city communities which were already under severe pressure. Absence of organized housing, other infrastructure and basic necessities that have led to subhuman living conditions. It is unconscionable to have families and children in particular growing up in these conditions. A UWP government will leave no stone unturned to bring these communities into the mainstream of development so that they too can enjoy the fruits of development and the living standard that is consistent with the expectations of a modern, civilized society in the 21st century. It will therefore ensure that the programs for increasing and improving the housing stock, which were dealt with in Part 1 of the Manifesto, are equitably distributed to urban areas. We will ensure that we build bus stations in urban areas to facilitate transportation of people and goods. We will provide support of all kinds to stimulate more business activity in urban areas as a means of creating employment. We will introduce effective measures to enhance the safety of residents and visitors to the city and other urban areas. And we will provide recreational facilities for those who live and work in the urban areas. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a summary of our plans for sustainable development in St. Lucia when you vote the United Workers' Party back into office to be your government and to manage the affairs of this country once again. I get the impression that someone is on the way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I await the colleague who is coming, you know, ladies and gentlemen, while we await the arrival of that colleague here, I want to touch on a few issues. Okay, no problem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, last night, for those of you who do not know, the St. Lucia Labour Party was on these sacred grounds keeping a national meeting. And at that national meeting, all that came from the platform of the St. Lucia Labour Party was character assassination, lies about individuals, an attempt to besmirch people's integrity, and gutter politics. I will not allow the St. Lucia Labour Party nor Ms. Emma Hippolyte to lead me into gutter politics and to accompany them in the drain where they are. I have too many issues to talk to you about. I had an impressive record of performance during my tenure between 2006 and 2011 to talk about. And I have a vision of the United Workers' Party to present to you, to assure you that with the United Workers' Party, when you vote us back into office, you will be in safe hands. Now, to thine own self be true. then it must follow as night the day, thou canst be false to any man. Those are the words of Shakespeare. I have been true to myself, and most of all, since my entry into politics, I have been true to you. I have stood steadfastly to the core values that I embrace. And so the litany of lies that were told here last night will do nothing to besmirch my character. No mountain of propaganda and lies will dirty me. No mudslinging will succeed in sullying my reputation. Because you know me, I know you, and together we know that with me, we are better off. Because all the propaganda and the deceit and the spinning can never overcome the spider's weaving. Because last night, Labour invaded these sacred grounds and they did a great injustice to you, the voters of St. Lucia. They lied and libeled me. But I will not play that kind of gutter politics. I will not descend into the train. Emma will not have the company of mine at that level that she had descended to. So let me refute a few of the allegations that were made last night. Because all they do is cast aspersions, tell lies, and the UWP, as polite and courteous as we are, we say that people know better and we do not respond. And they say it over and over, and they believe that when they say it often enough, you will believe it. Well, you know what? The time for not responding has passed. Just like you will respond on the 6th of June, I am responding tonight. So let's deal with the lies one by one. First thing, Emma said that I stole her plans for Gros Islet. When I presented my vision for Gros Islet, she first of all said that I sent a spy to her meeting, that is after she was elected as parliamentary representative. The person recorded her plans and brought it to me, and now I'm presenting it as my plans. Now you see, there are lies that cannot be verified, but there are lies that are verifiable. This one is a verifiable one, and I will embarrass Emma by exposing her. Because those very same plans that I'm putting forward to you, by and large, are plans that I revealed ever since April 2011 at the budget debate, and that is on record. Last night, after it was said that since 2011 Spider had those plans, she waved a piece of paper and said, I had those plans in the 2011 campaign. But I exposed those plans since the budget debate that was in April of 2011. The next thing that she said is that I stole Taiwanese money to buy a farm that I own in Sarat. Now, let me just say this. I have nothing to hide as an individual. I came clean, I will leave clean. The main thing that I brought into the politics of Gros Islet was my integrity and my reputation, and I'm going to live with my integrity and reputation intact. So tonight, I'm going to declare to you that the farm that I own in Sarat, I took a loan from the St. Lucia Development Bank that I'm still paying at this moment. And I'm calling on the St. Lucia Development Bank, if necessary, you have my permission to publish my accounts, my loan account, so that all can see that that is the source of that fund. The next thing Emma Hippolyte said is that I gave scholarships to my family and denied poor people of scholarships. Now, I do not come on a platform and call names of individuals that I have done anything for. I do not parade people on television if I have done anything in their interest. I consider it my job, I consider it my duty, I consider it my service that I owe to you because you have given me the honor to represent you. And on the other hand, whenever I perform charity, Because there are certain things that I do not do for political gain. There are certain things that I do not do it for a vote. And so even after I was ousted of office in 2011, up to 2013, I ran a soup kitchen with my wife where we provided meals for the elderly and the poor every Friday. Contrast that to Emma Hippolyte, who if she gives a little bag of sugar to a poor lady, she parades the person on television. That is because everything she does is geared towards politics. I do not put people through the indignity of having to go through the embarrassment of being paraded just because you're giving them a little gift. And so, I will not mention the number of people who have benefited from scholarships in Gros Islet through my representation. But let me just say this. I am in public life. And for 15 years, I have exposed myself in politics. And people have said many things about me. I have never taken anyone to court. I have never sued anyone because my back is large enough to take it. But I will issue a warning to Emma Hippolyte. My family are not politicians. Do not go there. So when Emma Hippolyte says that I gave scholarships to my family, there are 4 members of my family. My wife has attended university, and my 2 sons have attended university. If Emma Hippolyte is being honest with you, I give her permission to come on the platform, go on radio and television, and say to St. Lucia which member of my family that I gave a scholarship. If she cannot do so, she should shut up and stop the lies. But if she does venture into naming any member of my family, I have a warning for her. I am in public life, and I accept and take the lies, and I don't bother. But I don't think any one of them will tolerate the lies that she peddles. Be prepared for a lawsuit if you venture in that direction. And so, when you have nothing to show, when you have nothing to say, when you have done nothing, that is what you do. Peddle lies and deceit and descend into the gutter. And that is where Emma Hippolyte will remain after the 6th of June. So ladies and gentlemen, don't expect me. Now you see, when that happened last night, I got a number of calls. And people are telling me things about Emma that I should attack her on. That is not my style. Emma said I stole her plans. People are saying to me I should expose her for stealing my projects. That is not my style. Emma Hippolyte is in the habit of stealing things that don't belong to her. That will not be the first time that Emma Hippolyte will be stealing other people's property. What about Blue Coral? What about Blue Coral? A project that was supposed to cost $16 million ended up costing over $40 million. Explain to the people what happened to that money. And so, like I said to you, I am an open book. I will allow Emma to name a family member I give scholarship. I will ask the St. Lucia Development Bank, I will authorize them to expose the information on my loan account. And of course, I am prepared to go to NTN and ask them to play for you the recordings of the espousing of those plans as far back as budget debate 2011. So that puts to rest all of Emma's lies. But you know, when you want to attack people's integrity, ensure that yours is intact. As a minister of government, Ms. Emma Hippolyte knows that the concession people get on FARs is meant to be for farmers who use those vehicles for farming. Emma Hippolyte is driving an FAR all around the place. My question is, are you using that vehicle for farming? You are committing a fraud, Ms. Hippolyte, by getting that concession and using that vehicle for another purpose. That is what you have to explain to the people. Don't tackle me. Now, the other thing she said, and she said it again today on Newspin, that Spider has robbed the people of the Taiwanese money. Now, that has been repeated for years now, and because the UWP is not taking a stand to defend that, they keep saying it over and over. Now, let me set the record straight. The Taiwanese funds were given to St. Lucia by the Taiwanese government. At the time, the ambassador was Tom Chu. And I recall the words of Tom Chu when he said he does not want the funds to go to the so-called, his words, to the so-called consolidated funds because there is too much bureaucracy. Those were the words of Tom Chu. So he decided and dictated how his money was supposed to be spent. We had to account to the Taiwanese government. We prepared a proposal. We submitted the proposal. We had to give progress reports. And at the end of the project, we had to do an opening where they came on site to see the project for themselves. I reported at every budget debate what I did for the constituency of Gros Islet, which included Taiwanese projects. I got $5 million during the 5 years. And ladies and gentlemen, Patudiko, but if you look all around you, you will see evidence of the work that was done with the Taiwanese money. The parks that she's trying to destroy now, the Labon water project, the drains that were fixed, or so many projects that were done in this constituency was done by the $5 million from the Taiwanese. And I say to you, we accounted to whom we owed an account, the people and the government of Taiwan. Emma Hippolyte is making that claim. But what she has to say to you is that she got $7 million as opposed to the $5 million that I got. What has happened to that $7 million? I want you who live in this constituency to show me projects for $7 million. In 2011, the phrase you used was that Spider did measly things. I listen to you now, and you talk about the current parliamentary representative, and when I ask you what has she done, what do you say? So has any St. Lucian seen a single line or item, a single line item of a project done with Taiwanese funds with the $7 million that Emma Hippolyte got? Has she accounted for them? Now I'll tell you the trick that they're playing on you. The money is going to the consolidated funds, and they come with a book. They come with a book. These are the projects. I can account. Don't tell me you can account. Account. That is what she has to do. So you ask me to show slate? I will gladly show slate. Can you show slate? Because moun gozi le paka mande mwen ki sa mwen fe, you can wear sa mwen fe. And even though that wicked parliamentary representative that you have has closed down some of those projects, like the ICT centers that were established for the benefit of the youth, you know that when I return, those projects will be re-established. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the question of integrity. Because, you see, when you tackle me there, wrong move. Don't go there. Like I said to you, that is a prized possession of mine. I didn't bring a big name to politics. I didn't bring a bank account to politics. I came with my reputation and my integrity. I have spent 5 years in government. I kept my reputation and my integrity. And no woman who has disrespected the people of Gros Islet by giving them false promises will come here and engage in her deceit to suggest to you that I'm anything less than reputable and have anything less than character. So, talk to me, Emma. Tell us about the video lotteries. You said in 2011, I am putting St. Lucia on notice that when the St. Lucia Labour Party government is in office, video lotteries will be shut down. You all remember that? The St. Lucia Labour Party government is in office. And you know what has happened? They have doubled the number of machines that are around the country. Emma Hippolyte conveniently leaves the country, allows Kenny Anthony to assume her position and sign the license for the lottery to continue. And then she comes and pretends as if she knows nothing about it. The same woman who told you she would be an iron lady and she would stand up against Kenny Anthony, the Bobotan and move. So, Supani and Puti, parle about ça. Emma Hippolyte may want to explain to you what happened in the Lambert scandal. She is singularly, fully responsible for the Lambert scandal. And you know what she has done to you in the process? Compagnie Ezekiel Kades and Shimerla. Everybody got somewhere institution who Lamberts. An embarrassment to us in Gros Islet. Instead of bringing Lamberts, she could have completed the Human Resource Development Center that I started on that same road, and do not wait until an election has been called to come and play games with the people and say that you continue in that project. You're damn right to protest and let her know her place. And so, Ms. Emma Hippolyte, who talk about her auditor's eye, when I get into office, we will investigate the Taiwanese funds. I will use my auditor's eye. Juste toujours, qui parle about auditor's eye, et qui passe à venir avec pièce evidence over here. Il passe à même servir auditor's eye. Il passe à même servir auditor's eye pour dire qui ça y fait avec la Taiwanese. But she bypassed her technical staff and personally signed to authorize the establishment of that institution. And so doing, gave St. Lucia a reputation of being involved in human trafficking. That is the record. That is the record of performance of Emma Hippolyte. I will not talk about Celestial, another disaster. The police raided Emma Hippolyte's office more than once, more than twice, at least 3 times. No other minister has faced that indignity. I spent 5 years in government. Pièce police pas jamais venu en office. Tell us why. You know, another thing I want Ms. Emma Hippolyte to talk about, the missing computers from the ICT centers that she shut down. Give the people an explanation of what she did with their computers. Now, as a minister, she has failed miserably. As a parliamentary representative, she has failed miserably. Because at the end of the day, as Minister of Commerce, she was responsible to enhance our situation with the ease of doing business. Our rating has gone down under Emma Hippolyte. The only investors that got to do business in St. Lucia easy was Lambert, the corruption that she was involved in. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm being told that my time is up. But you know what? I'm going to end here for now, but you'll hear more from me. I'll be in the media. I'll be challenging Emma Hippolyte to come and substantiate the lies that she is peddling, to come and stand up and defend the claims that she is making. But as I say to you, we don't have to despair. We have hope. Because Judgment Day is here, and come the 6th of June, deliverance is there. Liberation will come. You will make a statement once and for all. Kick the St. Lucia Labour Party and all their bluff and deceit out of office. Bring back progress and development by voting the United Workers' Party. And I want to say this before I go. I have no reason to panic because of any poll. I have no reason to panic and go into character assassination because I have support from the length and breadth of this constituency in this election. All classes of society supports me. And I want to call a gentleman from the streets of Gros Islet to endorse me tonight. I've been endorsed by youth. I've been endorsed by the elderly. I want a gentleman from the streets of Gros Islet to come here and endorse me because he knows with me as his parliamentary representative, his lot will be better. He will improve. I call to tell you why you should vote for Spider Montooth, Shakabi, to do a number.
Yeah? Talk and never talk. Now, it looks like it's a political war. Good night, Flabo. Well, all right. My name Shakadan. Me na ramp. Now you see that? Died my brethren there. Spider. Good night, Flabo. My selector, come. Magnificent. We want spider for them, and for them put spider again. Now you people may want spider for them, and for them put spider again. Now you people get up with the elder and the children, get up with the poor people that suffering. Nobody can tell me the money working. That's why, yes, you know we have to vote him. Spider for them, and for them put spider again. Now you my friend, spider for them. And for them good, either again. Now you're my friend, with a principle, etiquette and character. The web that belongs to spider. The same web we used to go hood labor. Some people say you should have been the prime minister. Me want spider for them. And we, my selector, get a custom it, you know. Hold on. But them think me easy, me not ramp it up. What they promise? They say better come. Have mercy. Phenomena no hand. Magnificent Shakadan. What? Better days are coming. Madam down. Better days are coming. When they say better, we say bitter. When they find pan into the fire, they put us rubber, they put labor. When me check it, my poor people suffer. The sun get hotter, things get harder. More young will sell up their vagina. Holy fire, we know. By the ramp with the eye, you know. By the no respect, you know. Come again. Have mercy. Me not chat no nonsense. Gentlemen, me not chat no nonsense. Watch me now. Me not chat no nonsense. The shaka don't chat no nonsense. Watch me now. 1979 February 22nd. That's the time we get our independence. Under the patronage of Mr. John Compton. 40 long years they rule the Highland. In that time to win every election. Labour Party was the opposition. The Butcher Churchman was just online. He had strong links with the Soviet Union. He had no links with the Cubans. Just things that go down, Shaka him no mention. Me not just no nonsense. Come on, man. Yo, hold on. Boy, hold on there, DJ, hold on. Boy, you'll do the heaven composition. My name Shakadan, me are the baddest blood clot DJ now the. Alright, you see the flabber party there? With a ramp. Well, that's one. Now, hold on. Anything I say, just say undercover, yeah? Anything I say, just say. Well, alright, come. Magnificent Shakadan. Watch me. Anything me say, only say. The Lushan people them. And my mouth is this on. But no for them I watch me. The young girls sell their body. The young men them a jumping. Them sick. But they didn't end up must be revealed to light. Mr. Shaka, you know dance by your pride. Know how to love and how to unite. You know like hypocrite, neither parasite. Kill me, me and me back fight. It's Mr. Shaka, him a talk on the mic. Lyrics it a flow like water from pipe. Me brain it a function like the engine of a bike. I'm boom up the dust like a dynamite now. Undercover. Now anything they say, what do you say? The whole government them. The public servants them. Nurses and the doctors. teachers and the lawyers, and even the police. What is a shakahe? I am a youth, I'm in a follow healthy, but will.
Showers of blessings, brothers and sisters. Showers of blessings. Nice entertainment, talent from Gros Islet. Guy is in the house. Guy Joseph is in the house, brothers and sisters. The former Prime Minister Stephenson King is in the house, brothers and sisters.
Morning, Kenny, please take it easy. You like borrowing money and spend recklessly. You like living large, is the man in charge. Now no more work, no money to spend. Kenny's the problem. He looking for friends, some money to lend. Kenny's the problem. He ain't working, she ain't working. Children hungry, belly empty. Now we put fat. Nothing wrong with that. Where the money goes, nobody knows. The more you work, the money to spend. Kenny's the problem. The way he talk, you go sway with your friend. Kenny's the problem.
Brothers and sisters, it's getting late. We have to move on. The political leader reserved a few manifestos for his candidates. So he will be making a presentation of manifestos to the candidates. Mr. Political Leader.
Mamai Flabo! Esu Power! All right, tonight, I'm very proud as the political leader of the United Workers' Party to say to you that we have delivered the promise that we've been saying to you for months, that we have been working on our manifesto. I said to you 2 months ago that I had the draft version of a 72-page manifesto. So today we have it because Flabo has been getting ready for a long time. We have accepted that change is coming and we are ready for change. So I want to be able to give a copy of the manifesto to the members of my team. And first of all, if I can ask my two deputy political leaders, first of all, Dr. Gail T.C. Rigobert, to please come out and get her copy. And if I can ask my other deputy political leader, Easy Does It, Ezekiel Joseph, to come and join me.
Now is the time to rebuild the land. After years of neglect and corruption, proud St. Lucians.
All right, I'm going to start in the south with a young man that has brought some vigor, a young man that has showed incredible courage, a young man that is taking on Vieux-Fort North. And I went to a meeting in Vigier, and there was over 300 young people there supporting this young man.
And where I could not even see the light in Viewfort North, today that young man has brought light and hope to the people of Viewfort North. And that is the Prince himself. Thank you.
We gonna build new Ellen of the West. As one people with one direction, put us to test. We gonna build and build and build and build till we make solution in there.
A man who has called me many nights, and no, he wasn't coming to my house to give me any medicine, only to give me good advice. And a man who's also prepared to take on the giant. The man who says that he has to come back to the forefront and said that the dock is back. And the dock is going to finish off the unfinished business of 2006. A man that is going to take St. Lucia out of the misery and, more importantly, the darkness that Viewfort is suffering from. And that is Doc Mondesi.
Corruption. Proud St. Lucians at home and abroad stand as one, rally to the cause. Though times are hard, because we can't let our people.
Another young man that I've only met recently, but a young man's name who I've been heard people revering. And that when a constituency speaks, I want it to be known that Alan Chastanet listens. The party listens because we believe in democracy. And the constituency of Dennery North spoke loudly. And they said it, they wanted a man who was passionate about agriculture, a man who was passionate about the youth, and that is Mr. Jimmy Henry.
Build and build and build and build till we make solution in there. We're going to build a new St. Lucia. We're going to build new Ellen of the West. As one nation with one direction, put us
I now want to go to a lady who I give a tremendous amount of respect for. A lady when it was not popular to be part of Flabo. A lady who broke the ranks of the unions and said the unions needed representation in the United Workers' Party. A lady who is not asking you to believe that she can stand up to Kenny Anthony. She's a lady who actually did stand up to Kenny Anthony. And when all the other unions broke, she said, no, I am going to stand up for the workers of this country. The government has already taken 14 and 15% VAT. The government already increased the price of water. The government took away the subsidies on rice, flour, and sugar. No way in hell are they going to take away the 5% of the income of the workers. And that lady is the Iron Lady, Mrs. Mary Isaac.
when election's over, we'll sing a new song. We're gonna turn St. Lucia around. We're gonna build a new St. Lucia. We're gonna build new Ellen of the West. As one people with one direction, put us to test. We're gonna build and build and build and build till we make sense.
Another young man that I had the pleasure of serving in cabinet. A man that's incredibly passionate about sports in this country. A young man that I know that is going to bring change to sports and allow that sports is not going to be a cost. No longer do you have to go to a ministry and beg for lights. No longer do young people have to come and beg for uniforms, but it's going to bring a drive and direction to sports. A young man that we refer to him in cabinet as the Prince, but when he arrived tonight, I see that he's been crowned the king, and that is Mr. Este for all, Edmund Estefan.
We're gonna build a new St. Lucia. We're gonna build new Ellen of the West. As one people with one direction, put us to test. We're gonna build and build and build and build till we make St. Lucia the best. We're going to build a new St. Lucia. We're going to build new Ellen of the West.
I want to ask another lady, a lady that has impressed all of us. A woman who has shown such valor. A woman that is so organized and so focused. A woman that could have sat back and retired, but no, she decided to stand up and do what's right for her country. A woman that is unblemished, and no matter how many holes they look into, they can find nothing on this woman. And this woman has only been a champion in everything that she has done. A woman that I had the greatest admiration of working with when I was younger, and a woman that I know that's going to make a tremendous contribution to this country in so many ways. And that person is none other than Miss Fortuna Belrose.
Build a new St. Lucia. We gonna build new Helen of the West. As one people with one direction, just to test. We gonna build and build and build and build till we make St. Lucia the best. We going to build a new St. Lucia.
The next man has single-handedly taken on the Labour government. A man that has single-handedly defined what everybody's role is. A man that has represented the people of his constituency with fortitude. A man who has said he doesn't mind if they call him a poodle, because a poodle belongs in the house. A man that when I go to battle, and when St. Lucians are suffering the most, a man that is their voice, and that is none other than Guy Joseph.
We gonna build new Helen of the West. As one people with one direction, just to test. We gonna build and build and build and build till we make St. Lucia the best. We going to build a new St. Lucia.
The next person is a lady that I've always had an admiration for. Not only is she good looking, but she's an amazing, amazing politician. At a time when Labour was at its strength, and she could have sat back and enjoyed the fruits of Labour, she decided to stand up for the people, to stand up for what she thought was morally right, and had no fear in that voice. A woman who I admire for coming and challenging me as a leader, because in the United Workers' Party, democracy prevails. And in the United Workers' Party, when we finish our convention, we all shake our hands, hug each other, and focus on what we have to do. A woman that has decided to re-enter the arena of politics and has taken Castro Central by storm. And from what I heard, is one Castro Central already, and that is none other than Sarah Flood Bobrin.
Build a new St. Lucia. We gonna build new Helen of the West. As one people with one direction, just to test. We gonna build and build and build and build till we make St. Lucia the best. We going to build a new St. Lucia. We going to build new Helen of the West.
The next gentleman, while we were in opposition, is when I got to know the true character of this man and his passion. And I may not always agree with what he says, and he may not always agree with what I say, but we stand up toe to toe with each other and fight, because at the end of the day, we're both passionate about what we want. And I am so happy that we've had conversations together, and we found out that we actually have more in common than we have different. A man who has represented his constituency with dignity. A man who is humble. A man that has a vision and a passion for the young people of this country. And a man who I believe that his best days are still ahead of him. And that is none other than Spider Leonard Montour.
We can't let our pillar of a nation fall. Our country's future stand firm in the palm of our hands. It's time for decisions.
In United Workers' Party, every voice matters. And when you hear people saying they have concerns moving forward, that is when you're supposed to stop and listen and make sure that we're all on the right track. The next gentleman is a man that I still refer to as PM. A man that I have tremendous admiration for. A man that in the darkest days of United Workers' Party stood as that beacon of light. That man that has made the significant difference in United Workers' Party. A man who is testimony to what it is to be Chez Flabo. And that man is none other than the Honorable Stevenson King.
We're gonna build a new St. Lucia. We're gonna build new Helen of the West. As one people with one direction, put us to test. We're gonna build and build and build and build till we make St. Lucia the best.
Mama Flabo, thank you very much.
We're going to build new Helen of the West. As one nation with one direction, put us to the test. We're going to build and build and build and build till we make St. Lucia the best. UWP, Flabo is the one for me. Flabo, UWP, Flabo is the one for me. Flabo, UWP, Flabo is the one for me.
Moi dis yo père. Your pair. Brothers and sisters, before I bring on the political leader, I would like to tell you that you can get your manifestos online, and I will tell you how. Though it's through your constituency group, your constituency offices will have the manifestos. But for those who are computer savvy, you go into the Google App Store and you type Mamai Flabo. You go to the Google App Store and you type Mamai Flabo. You follow the instructions and then you can download your manifesto, brothers and sisters, for those who are computer savvy. You can also get it on voteuwp.org. Voteuwp.org. Without no further ado, brothers and sisters, your Prime Minister in waiting will now address you. But before he comes on, I know normally after the political leader speaks, everybody disappears. I want to let you know that the final rally will be at Cul-de-Sac on the hot grounds on Saturday, the 4th of June, commencing at 5 p.m. I understand 6 p.m. I said 5 o'clock so you could get there on time so we could start on 6. But please, 6 o'clock and be on time. It's going to be action-packed, brothers and sisters. It's going to be action-packed. Without any further ado, your next Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Alan Michael Chastanet.
bonsoir, bonsoir, bonsoir. Mama Gros Islet. It's so good to be in Spider Country. I feel the warmth of the light already. Spider said some very important things tonight. This election is not about Mepui. This election is not about character assassination. This election is not about excuses. This election is about the people who have been made to suffer in the most indignant way in this country. And why people are chanting "Muy fâché." It is not just a chant, a political chant. It is a real feeling. Kenny Anthony believes that it's part of politics. He doesn't understand the revolution in this country that's taking place. That people truly have had enough. They've had enough of a government that has not cared. A government that has been heartless. A government that has been rudderless. And a government without any vision. This election is about putting right what has been wrong. And the manifesto is a roadmap to bring change to this country. We are saying that if you have a country in which somebody loses their job, and let's take as an example a young mother with children, and that she becomes unemployed, and that the children's father are also unemployed. We cannot agree to live in a country in which does not give that person a hand. We cannot be in a country in which the price of water is increased by 66%. That the price of rice and flour and sugar has risen. And that a VAT of 15% was imposed. And that same mother must try to figure out every day how she's going to take care of her child. And I think that all of us can understand the need to be able to put on a meal for that child. All of us can understand the need to be able to pay for the school bus to take that child to school. And all of us can understand about giving that child that $1 a day to be able to buy the meal at the school. But what about that mother's pride? To be able to buy her son a pair of running shoes. What about being able to buy a dress for her daughter and not having to go and beg people for first communion? What about that? That is what this election is about. This election is about the heart and soul of our people. And when I hear and when I see that the Labour Party's solution to that problem is to offer that single mother a job in step. That's the program. That is the handout, is to say to you 3 times a year, I'm going to give you a job to cut grass on the side of the road. And to make it worse, that you wouldn't even put portaloos outside for them. That she has to go to the bathroom in the same grass. How much more pride, how much more dignity must you take away from a woman than that? That when we talk about change, there's no hope in salvaging this government. This government has no soul. This government has no heart. And I know that even the wealthiest person in St. Lucia could never accept that predicament for anybody in this country. So the revolution that Kenny Anthony does not know about, does not feel, is the revolution that is going to hit him on June 6th. It is time for the women. It is time for the fathers. It is time for the pensioners. It is time for the unemployed of this country to rise up and say, enough is enough. You cannot break my back. You cannot break my soul. I have pride. And I say to you that the passion in which I speak to you tonight is the same passion that was used to write this manifesto. That this manifesto is not just words on a paper, but is a roadmap to bring wealth to the people of St. Lucia. And I say jokingly to you, but you know what I mean. We want to put the ching 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 back in your pocket. United Workers' Party will accept no economic policies that ask the more vulnerable people in our society to pay that kind of price. Everybody who is unemployed in this country deserves to get a handout to make sure their child goes to school and to be able to put meals on the plate. This United Workers' Party is going to build a new St. Lucia for St. Lucians, for the people. There's no point in talking about putting country first if the people are suffering. If you put the people first, then we will have a great country. I am looking forward to the day, and I promise you, St. Lucia, that day can happen if we work together. All of us. You should never support a political party that plays favoritism with the people in this country. How can you go to work every day knowing that taxpayers' money is helping you and your neighbor is hungry? That is not right. So the change that we're talking about is empowering the people of this country. And I look forward to that day, that when tourists get off the plane and they drive through St. Lucia and they meet the people of St. Lucia and they enjoy our country, that the first thing they say is, boy, honey, why don't we move and live to this country? Because the people in this country are happy. Let us make the people happy. And you know, my father was a very successful businessman. But the greatest quality that he has is that money does not make him. Money is only an example of his success. My father drives a second-hand vehicle. My father eats toast and cheese and a cup of coffee for breakfast. He has fish and rice for lunch every day. And he has soup for dinner. My father's clothes are made by the tailor from Bordelais. Because he realizes that money does not make you happy. But basic human rights are deserved by every single St. Lucian. Every St. Lucian is entitled to have a roof over their head. And what that roof is having a proper bathroom, and is having a living room, and having bedrooms for your children and for yourself. How can you ask people in this country, 9, 10 people, to live in one bedroom with a pit latrine? These things must affect us. We came together as a society to make life better for all of us. Not some, not most, but all. United Workers' Party believes that if you want to become a millionaire and you're willing to put the work into becoming a millionaire, you should have that opportunity. But if you don't want to work those extra hours and you want to be able to spend time with your family and to practice your religion, but you want to be entitled to some basic human rights, health care, education, housing, and security, then you should be entitled to do that as well. So our economic vision for this country is not one to tell you about 4% economic growth or 5% economic growth. It is a balanced approach to the development of St. Lucia. And when you go through our manifesto, you will see that. We want excellence. How are we going to get excellence in sports? Laverne Spencer is an exception. Because she had that desire and she started late in life in learning how to do high jump. But what we want is to make sure that children from primary school have dedicated coaching. Why? Because if we're going to compete on a global basis, let us not fool ourselves. We must start coaching our children at a younger age. And they must have dedicated coaching at secondary school. And when we say that we want to make this a country for all, I was a national athlete. I played basketball in St. Lucia. And virtually every single person on that national team came from up north. Because how does that athlete from the south get to come to practice? And because they cannot make it to practice, they are excluded. So how can we ever become the best when our best are not given an opportunity to participate? So we're saying that we want to have dedicated schools for our national athletes. That we're not only training our national athletes to perform, we're teaching them how to think to be champions. We're teaching them how to eat to be champions. And it's when they become successful and St. Lucia rightfully takes its place as one of the best football countries in the world. And the same way that coaches from America are going to Jamaica for athletics is the same way that we want to see coaches from America running to St. Lucia to get the best football players. And that those young men whose parents cannot afford to send them to university will now have the opportunity to send them to university. And maybe he does not become professional, but all those days of playing sports has translated into a tertiary level education. Because only 1/3 of our young people get to go to university. And that is a crime. A United Workers' Party will not sleep, will not rest until every young person in this country who wants to go to university, that they can afford to go to university. Whether we have to find countries to give us scholarships, whether we have to find arts and crafts or the entertainment industry, whatever we have to do to give them the resources to put them in a position to get a university degree, that becomes priority one. Because, Mama St. Lucia, we cannot succeed if we don't have an education system that makes us the best. We cannot continue to accept mediocrity in our country. We must strive to be the best. You will not hear us making comparisons to failed countries. We want to compete against the best countries. I said it this morning. If I'm going to run a race, I'd rather run a race against Olympians and come last than run a race against people who are in high school and come first. Because it's only when you are competing against the best that we'll become the best. We believe as a party that agriculture is the backbone of this country. That we have too much land in this country that is not being productive. Too many people living in the rural area are having to migrate to the city because they cannot afford to cut a living and make a living in the rural areas. We're not going to sit here and just say we're going to make agriculture a priority. We're going to put in the structures and the resources to make sure that we do succeed. I want to see that we have an advertising campaign in Barbados, a TV advertising campaign in Antigua and St. Martin, the BVI and the Virgin Islands, promoting what? Tomatoes from St. Lucia, cucumbers from St. Lucia, cocoa from St. Lucia. All the products that we are producing, we need to promote it so that people know that they're getting the best. Coconut oil from St. Lucia. But we have to be proud about what we have, and we have to make it better. So we're going to create an agricultural hub in which young men now will get a contract, so when they are producing their crops, they already know the price that they're going to get for it, and they know how much they're going to sell. And we're going to make sure that we have a dedicated boat in St. Lucia going to Barbados and going up north to the countries. So we don't want to just feed ourselves, we want to feed the rest of the Caribbean. And we can do it. We've spoken about tourism. And many people believe that the only thing that Alan Chastanet knows is tourism. My training was not in tourism. I was a trained economist. And my training was in terms of trying to get manufacturers to come to St. Lucia. But I realized that in order to succeed in manufacturing, we had to benefit from generosity from America. And if we didn't agree with America, America had the ability of cutting our quotas. But with tourism, we have a product that we can compete against the best in the world. We have a product that is resilient. And I've learned to become great at tourism. I have been in the airline business, I've been in the hotel business, I've been in the tour operator business, I've been in the promotion business. I have shown at every single level that I have succeeded. So when the Labour Party wants to talk about telephone bills, I am talking about building lives for people. Measure me on what I achieved. When I came in the hardest of times, and all the other countries were going down, St. Lucia kept going up. And with the money that Sir John Compton and Prime Minister King made available to tourism, we doubled the returns in tourism. We went from $750 million to $1.5 billion in revenue. We went from 350,000 cruise ship arrivals to 700,000 cruise ship arrivals. We broke over 1 million arrivals twice while we were in the government. And there was a real recession, and that was with Hurricane Thomas. Because the men and women of United Workers' Party don't make excuses, we only talk about opportunities. Opportunities. Mamai Flabo, I can sit here and stand here all night and tell you about the vision and the plans that we have for this country. But the night is late, and I want you to go home safely, because the most important date in this election is yet to come, and that date is June 6th. And I said to you in Choiseul that when you put that Tikwa down and you put that first line, I want you to say, "Mwe fâché." And when you put that second line, I want you to say, "Mwe déchawé." Me wajé. And if you want to know why the Labour Party is UWP, is because they're scared of that Tikwa. That is what they are afraid of. It's not just Alan Chastanet. It's not just the United Workers' Party. They are scared of you. And you know how I know that? When you stood with me and United Workers' Party and marched because of the gas prices, what happened? UWP. When we talked about the healthcare services in this country and introducing healthcare insurance, immediately Kenny Anthony came back and said, we're going to make healthcare a priority. UWP. When we talked about what we wanted to do in education, and then all of a sudden he announced that he wants to have a revolution in education, UWP. And when they come out with the 15 points and they talk about what they're going to do for the pensioners of this country, it's because they UWP. But here's the truth. Action speaks louder than words. For 4.5 years, the only thing the Labour government gave the people of St. Lucia was words, no action. The only action was to do things to benefit themselves. Lambert's University, who benefited? Jufali, who benefited? Can you imagine coming to the people of St. Lucia thinking that they're so stupid that you're going to promise them a diabetes research center? Do you really believe that the world needs another diabetes research center? And that the deal on the table is that we give them the land, they build the building, but we pay for the cost of running it? Who did that deal? And why did they do that deal? And how is it that people of this country are going to benefit? But today, we see money being spent lavishly. All the mothers who were suffering, they didn't care. All the people who needed hospital bills paid, they didn't care. All the young people who wanted to be able to get a pair of shoes to play sports, they didn't care. All of a sudden, anything that you want, you can have. So here is my last message to the people of St. Lucia. Whatever money Kenny Anthony and the Labour Party offer to you in the next couple of days, take it. Take it. Because they owe it to you for what they did for you for the last 4.5 years. And don't feel guilty. You don't owe them anything. If it's now they're going to give it to you, take it and vote them out. Thank you very much.
Brothers and sisters, before we say goodnight, there is one of our candidates who is so much in love with everybody here that he don't want us to leave. He wants to spend 5 more minutes with you. I bring to you Mr. Guy Joseph.
Mamai Flabo. Bonsoir Gros Islet. Now tonight I have just a few minutes. But I am really disturbed by a lot of things I'm hearing in relation to elections on Monday. I have been informed that public servants are being told they cannot be inside agents on the day. They will only be given 2 hours to go and vote. Now I am putting the Labour Party and Kenny Anthony on notice tonight. You got away with putting nomination on Saturday because you think you could get rid of Guy Joseph by a shortcut. But if you want to see the might and the strength, and if you want to leave Viewfort and come up to Castries, behave yourself in this election. Let the people vote where they want. I'm hearing further.
I want to make a very important announcement tonight. That we must make sure that the religion freedoms of any church is never trampled on again. Never. And the United Workers' Party is pledging to you tonight that the first bill that we will pass in the House is an amendment to the Elections Act. And I would love to call that the Guy Joseph Amendment. And that amendment will say that like Sunday, Saturday cannot be used as for any electioneering purposes. And it will not be recognized as an official day. And I want to say to you that I want to agree with my brother Guy. What he has done to the young people through the CXC exams, and what he has done to 7 days Adventist practitioners, to cause a man to have to choose between his religion and politics is unfair. But it's only a man without a heart that can do that. It's only a man without a soul that can do that. But worse yet, that a person like Emma Hypocrite, who carries around a Bible and goes to so many funerals and so many church services. And I know that she's been to church services on Saturday. Where was her voice? Where were the voices of all the other people in that party to say, this is wrong and we're not going to support it and make a change? And that is why I say to you, St. Lucia, they all have to go.
I thank the political leader for this inclusion. But I want to put you on notice. Labour Party is not going down without a fight. They know they cannot win this election at the polls. I am hearing further that they want the count to be done on Tuesday and not on Monday. Now, Kenny Anthony, you got away with nomination on Saturday. You've gotten away with trampling on the rights and freedom of the people of this country. I am not going to stand by. And the United Workers' Party will not stand by and allow you to get away with trying to steal this election from the people of St. Lucia. You stole the last election. You know you didn't win in Gros Islet. You know you didn't win in Babono. We know in Tenrinoff there were issues. And we know in Choiseul there were issues. And you think you're going to get away this time. So you want to mama guy everybody. You did not give the electoral department time to go out and issue ID cards to the young people in this country. You robbed them of the opportunity to vote. Some of them who have turned 18 now have to wait to be 23 to cast the vote for the party of their choice. And you feel you can get away with it. Because you know we have sat back and we have allowed you to get away with some things. But I am telling you, this time UWP is ready and all votes are counting on the night, and UWP will be the government on Monday night, the 6th of June. Thank you and good night. Mr. Guy,
Mr. Guy, from the people, for the people, humble and hard-working. Mr. Guy is the people's choice. Boogie Town, Map, Martin Poisson, Sarot.
Brothers and sisters, thank you for attending the meeting. Drive safely, get home safely, and don't forget, on Saturday the 4th of June, this coming Saturday, of the big action-packed rally at Cul-de-Sac, commencing 6 p.m. Good night to one and all.
I'm not staying with Labor, I'd rather shake my face. Labor Party's got this country in a mess. I'm not staying with Labor, I think I'm gonna pass. Kenny, kiss my cat, my dog goodbye, now you can kiss my ass. Yeehaw. I'm not staying with Labor, 'cause Labor's got us in a mess. I'm not staying with Labor, and so I must confess. I'm not staying with Labor, leave my family alone. I'm not staying with Labor, tell Sir John that we're all coming home. Oh, Dr. Kenny is passing out your dough. Didn't have a plan for yesterday and none for tomorrow. And his buddy Leo only knows balloons and buzz. If you ask around St. Lucia, Leo's a man nobody trusts.